When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, they rely on your emotions. They rely on provoking a certain kind of emotion within you that's going to benefit themselves. So when you're dealing with an emotional manipulator, you have to take your emotions out of the conversation, because then they can no longer exploit these within you. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism. And this video is going to be about several positive and negative emotions that a narcissist is looking to bait, to provoke within you, so that they can benefit themselves, so that they can exploit those emotions and use them as leverage to work in their favour. So one of the first things a narcissistic person is going to do is they're going to go all out to earn your trust, because once you trust them, it's easier for them to manipulate you. So they will be really, really nice. They'll be supportive. They'll do kind things for you. They'll do kind things to other people. They'll exaggerate the things that they've done for others. And as they are treating you so well, it's difficult to see just how toxic they can potentially be. So you believe in the illusion that they are selling to you. When it comes to narcissistic people, as they usually have got a wake of enemies behind them, you will often find that they play the victim, and they play it very, very well, to the point where you sympathize with them. So if anyone comes to try and explain who you are really dealing with, you're less likely to believe that person. Another emotion that a narcissist is going to exploit within you is hope. Giving you that false hope of something that's never going to be. Narcissistic people mirror you to get to know who you are as a person, to match you like, to future fake with you, to sell you a future of your dreams, so that you believe that they want those too, which creates that strong desire. You have that feeling of the strong desire and connection with them, because you want the same things as them, not knowing that they don't want them too, unaware that they don't actually want these things. So you work harder and harder to achieve them out of hope and out of desire, not realizing that that very person who's selling them to you, a narcissist is a con artist. They sell you your dreams to deliver you your worst nightmares. So you don't realize that the very person that's selling those dreams to you isn't going to deliver them. Instead, they're going to find a way to blame you, so that you question yourself and not them. Romance is another one that a narcissist will play on. Not only in intimate partners as such, we often believe that romance is done in an intimate relationship. Romance can be done in other relationships, where a parent will go all out to treat their child, to spoil their child, to love bomb their child, to get their child to feel that appreciation and gratitude. And in an intimate relationship, they use the romance so that you end up feeling appreciation towards them, and you feel gratitude towards them, and you become to rely on them more. They also provoke feelings such as enthusiasm when things are going so well, and when they're selling you those dreams, you become very enthusiastic about the person you are with. When you're in an intimate relationship, you can start telling everybody around you just how amazing this person is, because they're love bombing you, because they're giving you that false trust and false hope and false romance and false desires. So you can be telling everyone just how amazing they are as a person, which makes it even more difficult when they show you who they truly are. And it can actually crush our own egos. Love is another one. Now, love is a difficult emotion to describe as such, and the meaning can vary from person to person. Love tends to be a term that is very widely used but not fully understood as such. Most people, when it comes to love, When you care strongly about somebody, you wouldn't want to do anything to hurt that person. You wouldn't want to do anything to risk losing that person. You want to see that person happy. You want to see that person succeed. That person can technically give you a desire to become a better person for yourself, for that person that you care so much about. When you love your children, it can drive you to work harder to achieve things so that you can give your children the best and your best. When it comes to narcissistic people and love, they love what you do for them. They love what you provide for them. They love seeing you fail. So they pull that love out within you so that you really care for them. So when they do something because they care for them, you don't particularly want to pull them down. You want to raise them up. You want to support them. You want to be there for them. Narcissistic people pull out so many positive emotions. They pull out happiness, and narcissistic people tend to get pleasure out of your pain and pain out of your pleasure. However, if they are the person behind your happiness, they feel smug that they're in control of the situation. All these positive feelings kind of keep you trapped within that relationship. They give you that dopamine hit. However, it's very difficult to have those positive emotions alongside or with those negative emotions. You'll tend to have a positive emotion and then the negative emotion hits. And when it comes to a narcissistic person, they're going to go all out to pull feelings such as resentment within you. They're going to use that false hope and that desire and that gratitude and appreciation because they've done something for you to then ask something from you that goes against who you are as a person. And as you feel obligation and gratitude and love towards them and desire, and you want to help them, you want to support them, you want to be there for them, you feel more obligated into trying to please them, not recognizing that they're exploiting your emotions. Yet as it's going against the very person who you are as a person, because they don't respect who you are, it causes that build-up of resentment within you, which is a very negative emotion. That can in itself release the cortisol to deal with the stress of the situation. When they've provoked that resentment within you, now a narcissist does this in seemingly ways that can be rationalized or justified. For example, you've decided to go and meet with your friends, as you always do, and you let them know, and they start sulking about, well, what am I going to do? Well, I'd arranged to do this with you. Because you love and care about them, you feel obligated to stay with them, and you let your friends down because they're not using your emotions to manipulate you, which gets you to change your mind for the narcissist, and that resentment in the back of your mind is building up. And once they've got that resentment, they're going to chip away at you and provoke you and bait you and goad you to get that anger within you, to get that rise from you. They enjoy causing that psychological injury to you. And as soon as you react badly to them, they're going to make you feel like you're the one that's in the wrong, like you're such a terrible person who needs to work better to please them. And because of your resentment, because of your anger, because of your bitterness, that's why you're not achieving the dreams that you wanted with them, that they so deceived you by claiming that they wanted those dreams too. So they bring that desire back into your mind that, oh, if I just behave like this, then we'll be able to achieve that together. It's my resentment and my anger that's an issue. And as much as your anger and resentment is an issue, you need to be careful about the person who's causing that issue within you. Narcissistic people do some of the most deceitful and hurtful and spiteful things, and then they go all out to discard you. which naturally causes that pain within you. Your life that you were sold has just been ripped from underneath you, and you've got to deal with the aftermath, which can often leave us with feelings such as hatred, strong hatred towards that person, a strong desire, the positive emotion, but then used in a negative way because you have a strong desire to seek revenge on that person due to what they've done to you. Now, with most genuine people, they usually have a thing called empathy, which stops them from taking it too far. When it comes to a narcissistic person, they lack that empathy. So all you have to do is say, no, I've arranged to go and see my friends. I'm sorry, you'll just have to find something else to do. They're going to be resentful. They're going to be angry. They're going to hate you at that moment, and they're going to seek to gain that revenge on you, and they lack the empathy to care for you. So there's no low they won't go. This is often when they'll start chatting with somebody new to find someone to replace you because you're no longer supplying them, you're no longer serving them, you've turned bad. They don't recognise the emotions that they pull within you, and if they do it on purpose to manipulate you. They're going to go all out. We can all feel jealous from one point or another within our lives. It's a normal human emotion. You can usually be happy for the other person. A narcissist is going to go all out to trigger jealousy within you. And when you try to discuss it with them because you believe you've got that hope that you can communicate with each other because you communicated in the past, and you have that enthusiasm and desire to work for a better future together. So you go and communicate, and they lack the empathy to care for you. So they're not going to turn around and say, oh, right, yes, let's work through this. What's happened to cause this? And equally share responsibility. They've done something to provoke jealousy. You're feeling jealous. Equally share responsibility, discuss it and work it out. Narcissists aren't going to do this. They're just going to turn around and say, oh, you've got trust issues. It's not my fault you're hung up on your past. You're just jealous. Only behind that jealousy, you went out with your friends, so they purposely start chatting or flirting with somebody to provoke jealousy within you to gain that revenge on you. So they're going to provoke jealousy within you. They're also going to provoke that fear within you. The fear that you can't walk away from them because they might harm you, or because other people will not believe you, or you'll not have anything without them. The fear that those desires of the hope of the dreams that you've created together will not materialise if you were to leave them. So they provoke that fear within you. They also provoke paranoia within you. Narcissistic people gaslight. That's one way they provoke that paranoia. They also cause so much intrigue within you because that makes them feel special. So if they can seek revenge by flirting with somebody and not letting you know, which naturally gets up your curiosity, so you go looking for answers which you know you shouldn't do, and you find the answers that you don't want, and you approach them to discuss it, and they turn around and say, wow, you went through my things, I thought I could trust you. So you're the one that then feels guilty. They've provoked that guilt within you because you know you shouldn't have done that. Rather than two people taking the responsibility for what's going on, a narcissist shifts all the blame over to you. They also create that paranoia by gaslighting your reality, by saying that, can't you remember? I told you last week. I did tell you last week you must be losing your mind. So you become more doubtful and more forgetful. And there's so many underlying layers to becoming more forgetful, from the stress and the sleep deprivation. So the fact that you know you're becoming more forgetful, and then this person that gives you that false hope and the desire and the enthusiasm to achieve something with them, is telling you that you're the one with the issue, you're the one that's becoming more forgetful. You go and work on yourself, failing to recognise that it's the very person that you are with that's provoking those positive and negative emotions within you so that they can control you. When they want something from you, they turn on that admiration face. They turn on that hot tap as we would for hot running water. They turn on that charismatic charm. They promise to do something with you in the future. They love bomb you, romance you, treat you, take you out. Narcissistic parents can do it by just going to buy their child some new football boots. They can come away from one match, rage out at their child, fall silent, leave them for a few days, and then the next week pick them up like nothing's ever happened and treat them to a new pair of football boots. That's the narcissist sort of romancing their child back into, well, giving the child a desire that, oh yes, mommy or daddy went and brought me this. So they do that. So every time they then let you down, they then turn on that, where we go and turn the cold tap on for cold water. They become cold and distant and calculated and callous, and they go all out to provoke resentment and anger within us, which is why a narcissistic person will often triangulate. So a child, for example, a narcissistic parent will rage out at their child for not pleasing them. Then they will go right ahead and play happy families with the new supplies children while ignoring their own child, which is going to build up that resentment and anger and hatred and revenge within a young child's mind that the narcissist is exploiting. Only the narcissist then swoops back in just at the right time to go and treat the child, to cause that desire and enthusiasm within the child that the parent will be there for them. And it's all psychological warfare, mind games of an emotional manipulator looking to exploit their parents, their children, their friends, their co-workers, their partners to get their own needs met. And more often than not, what they use is your emotions against you to serve themselves. What we have to recognise is that our mind controls our emotions and we control our mind. So we have to get back control over our emotional thinking so that the narcissist can no longer control it for us. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw, and this channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot get no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a book out now on Amazon, which is 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People. And for those who purchase the book and review the book for the first 100 5-star reviews, there will be a free online break-free course for those people. Terms and conditions do apply, so please email for more information. Go out there, create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.